So guys, alongside the Rights of the Nine event, we also got 3 other weapons that were added with the updates that aren't actually tied to the Rights of the Nine event. We have the Cruel Mercury Pulse Rifle added to the Nightfall playlist, we have the Nature Reclaimed Scout Rifle added to the Iron Banner playlist, and then we have the returning Inquisitor Shotgun added back into Trials of Osiris. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over their perks and what roles you should be looking out for if you are at all interested in farming these weapons. So let's just jump straight in first with the Cruel Mercy Pulse Rifle. This is the currently available Nightfall weapon, and I believe that it will always be available until the launch of the Edge of Fate. So there'll be 2 weapons to obtain from every Nightfall now, one being one of the random Nightfall weapons that we've already had in the game, and the other being this Cruel Mercy Pulse Rifle. Now, for those who don't know, this is an arc heavy burst pulse rifle, so it fires in a 2-round burst, and I believe this archetype of pulse does actually do the highest damage in the game, so it's going to be very good with dealing with ads. And in terms of perks in that first column, it has things like Dragonfly, Demolitionist, Eddy Current, 4th times the Charm, Keep Away, and Lone Wolf, followed in the second column by Rolling Storm, Adrenaline Junkie, Headseeker, Frenzy, Kill Clip, and Desperado. Then for the origin traits, it obviously has Stunning Recovery and Vanguard Vindication, but then also comes with Omolon Fluid Dynamics. Now, for PvE god rolls, Dragonfly in that first column paired with something like Rolling Storm or Desperado is going to be very, very good. Dragonfly Rolling Storm, in my opinion, is probably going to be the god roll for this weapon, just because headshot kills Dragonfly and then kills with the weapon are going to be granting you bolts charge stacks thanks to Rolling Storm, and that just sounds really, really satisfying and really, really good. I feel like Rolling Storm is currently a very, very slept on perk, but bolt charge, even without the artifact perks this season, is still a very, very good effect that not a lot of people seem to be using outside of the Arc subclass. And just to let you guys know, with this perk, you are able to still gain bolt charge stacks even when not using an Arc subclass. So it's honestly a top tier perk that people should definitely be using more. But if you don't want to pair this with Dragonfly, things like Demolitionist or even Eddy Current would also be a great choice, especially if you're going for an Arc based build. But if you're more of a PvP player, don't worry, because there's still a whole load of perks out here for you on this weapon. Things like Keep Away and Lone Wolf paired with Kill Clip and Headseeker, maybe even Adrenaline Junkie, would be very, very good. You could even run Desperado as well for that increased rate of fire, because I do now believe that this doesn't actually decrease the impact stat of weapons. I believe they changed that a while ago, so Desperado is actually quite a decent perk now. But that might have only been affected in PvE. Not 100% sure on that, but either way, still going to be pretty decent there. That's Cruel Mercury. Go and get it. You can also get adept versions of it if you go into the GM Nightfall, and I would highly recommend doing it if you are looking for a somewhat decent arc pulse rifle of the heavy burst variety. Moving on to the next weapon, let's talk the Inquisitor Shotgun. This is, I believe, going to be the featured weapon in Trials of Osiris for this week, so that's starting today at the reset time. And in the first column of traits, this thing can get Envious Arsenal, Lone Wolf, Offhand Strikes, Loose Change, Perpetual Motion, Slide Shot, and Threat Detector, followed by Bait and Switch, Closing Time, Cascade Point, Fragile Focus, Rolling Storm, Opening Shot, and Precision Instrument, followed by Alacrity, One Quiet Moment, and Zoros Synergy. Now, right off the bat, this is a PvP focused weapon, just by the perks you can see here, and obviously because it's coming from Trials of Osiris. So things like Slide Shot, Perpetual Motion, Offhand Strikes, and Lone Wolf are probably going to be some of the better options for this weapon. Threat Detector also there could be pretty decent. And then second column traits, things like Opening Shot I think is going to be top tier, but also Closing Time as well. Maybe Fragile Focus, and then Precision Instrument if you're landing a lot of those headshots, because this is a slug frame shotgun. So if your aim's good, Precision Instrument might be an okay perk to use. Now PvE wise, this isn't really much of a great weapon in terms of perks. Obviously you do have Bait and Switch there, which is interesting, but there's nothing really in that first column that truly stands out other than Envious Assassin, which has basically been power crept by other perks like Envious Arsenal. So it isn't really all that great, and there's probably better PvE focused shotguns already out there that are way easier to go and get. But PvP wise, this is definitely going to be a very good shotgun. So if you are a PvP player, highly recommend jumping in 2 trials this week and getting your hands on this weapon. Moving on to the final weapon then, we have the Nature Reclaimed Scout Rifle from the Iron Banner. Now I believe the Iron Banner returns next week, so if you want to get your hands on this thing, next week will be the best chance to do that. But in terms of perks, this thing comes with Outlaw, Killing Wind, Rapid Hit, Shoot to Loot, Lone Wolf and Heal Clip, followed by Desperate Measures, Box Breathing, Explosive Payload, Incandescent, Precision Instrument and Kill Clip. And then it also comes with its origin trait of Skulking Wolf. Now, for PvE, obviously you have Incandescent and Heal Clip there. Very good combination. With this being a lightweight frame scout though, I don't know how well that's going to be doing PvE-wise, just because we already have the craftable Vault of Glass scout rifle, the Vision of Confluence, which can get Explosive Payload and Incandescent, and even Firefly Incandescent as perk combinations, which is just way better than anything that this scout rifle can get. Obviously, Heal Clip Incandescent is great, but it isn't all that exclusive or unique. There's a whole load of other weapons that can get Heal Clip Incandescent that would probably be better than Nature Reclaimed. That being said though, if you are a fan of lightweight frame scout rifles and want one to take into PvE, this is probably going to be one of the best ones for that. Now, in terms of PvP related perks, this thing has quite a lot going for it. Things like Lone Wolf, Rapid Hit, Killing Wind, even Outlaw, paired with things like Desperate Measures and Explosive Payload, Precision Instrument, and even Kill Clip is going to be very good. Box Breathing could be pretty decent, but honestly, just because it's a lightweight frame, I do not know if you'll be able to get the reduced time to kill there. I believe there was one scout rifle that had it for a while. I think it was Hung Jury, where box breathing would like drastically decrease the time to kill on the weapon, but I believe that Hung Jury was an adaptive frame, so it had more impact anyway. So that might not be the case. I'll need to do some testing on that, or I can just Google it later and add it to the pinned comment. Either way, box breathing might not be the best, but you do have a whole load of other damage options there in that second column to pair very nicely with something like Lone Wolf, Rapid Hit, Killing Wind, and Outlaw. Shoot to Loot, probably not going to be great for PvP. I don't know if you can just shoot a heavy ammo crate to get heavy ammo. I don't think that would work, but if it does, that might be somewhat interesting. Either way, that's everything for this brand new scout rifle, so if you're interested in it, go and grab it from, I believe, next week when Iron Banner returns. There's probably going to be a guaranteed weapon drop from this from the Iron Banner reward track, I'm guessing, if they've updated that. So definitely jump in to Iron Banner next week if you are interested in this weapon. And that's basically it for these 3 brand new weapons. Nothing really truly outstanding. They're all pretty middle of the road. Maybe the Inquisitor will be very strong in PvP, but PvE wise, nothing really that is screaming at me to go and immediately grab as of right now anyway. But those are just my thoughts, and I'll leave you guys to have your own as well. If you guys are really interested in some of these weapons, make sure to go and grab them when they become available. Like I said, Cruel Mercy is currently always available from the weekly Nightfall. Inquisitor is going to be available today, and Nature Reclaimed is going to be available, I believe, next week with Iron Banner. So jump in and grab any rolls on these weapons if you guys are at all interested. And with that said, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, because we're getting so close now to 2,000 subs, and I'd really like to hit that before the Edge of Fate launches. But with all that said, once again, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.